This is your fourth stimulus check update and daily news report. Now we have a lot of news to go over in today's video, so you want to be sure to stay until the end. What do you think about President Biden and his work on stimulus relief? Do you support it or do you not support it? And do you believe that our politicians in Congress, like Speaker Nancy Pelosi, should go ahead and send out the fourth stimulus payments? Tell me in the comments below.
This is a once-in-a-generation opportunity to save our people and our planet by going bigger and bolder than ever before. Now, we need to pass this $3.5 trillion package and not a cent less.
Social Security disability insurance is there when they need it. We must protect Social Security. And that's why we're all here, is to protect Social Security.
What are your thoughts on Chuck Schumer, folks? Is he doing all that it takes to send out the fourth stimulus check? Everybody, here's what Kevin McCarthy is saying about more stimulus relief.
You know, as a nation, you want to work together. I'm going to have differences with the administration. But when it comes to putting America on the best footing, we're going to work well together. But they haven't come to us at all. I've reached out.
California sent out the first batch of Golden State stimulus payments this week, delivering payments to more than 600,000 residents. The relief checks started hitting bank accounts on Friday, and the government has so far distributed about $354 million in the first wave.
But has grown in its support within the Republican Party over the years. And this was their ideology. Their ideology was that the federal government should not be involved in retirement security, i.e. Social Security, public health, i.e. Medicare, Medicaid.
The payments, which will be sent by either direct deposit or paper check, will be issued in 2-week increments. The second round of stimulus checks for California residents is part of Gavin Newsom's $100 billion bill that he signed into law back in July. As part of the plan, he expects to provide about $12 billion to 15.2 million California residents. Now folks, everybody, don't forget that the national eviction ban is over, but renters still cannot be forced out in several states. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders is urging Democrats to pass a new spending bill. What are your thoughts on Bernie Sanders, everybody? Do you support his push? Do you support the push for more Social Security benefits? Leave your thoughts in the comments below.
And now we have Republicans who want to make a very bad situation, an underfunded and understaffed Social Security Administration even worse. So let us be clear, this is not just cost saving. This is an effort to destroy Social Security.
Folks, Bernie Sanders took an aim at business lobbyists targeting a $3.5 trillion spending package that's being drafted by Democrats. It would raise taxes on the wealthy to help cover costs for funding boosts in areas like climate change and education. Sanders says the rich and large corporations are getting richer, and the lobbyists are doing everything possible to protect their wealth and greed. Not this time. We must pass a reconciliation bill that works for all, not just a few. Yes, everybody, Bernie Sanders is pushing hard for more stimulus relief, as well as the Social Security benefits. Hopefully he can get the job done, folks. Tell me in the comments below if you think Bernie Sanders will be able to get the job done and send out more stimulus relief. Bernie Sanders was responding to a recent report from the Washington Post, detailing plans by groups like Business Roundtable.
Rich become much richer. We have millions of people trying to survive on $12,000, $13,000, $14,000 a year Social Security. That cannot be done. So we got to start paying attention to the needs of senior citizens, people with disabilities. That's what a humane, moral society does. And we cannot do that unless we have government agencies able to implement the programs that exist. And we have got to make sure that they are adequately funded. So I just want to thank all of you for your work. I know that these are hard times, but please keep up the good work you're doing. Don't get discouraged. A better day is coming, that I promise you. And let's stand together in this, and let's make sure that the elderly and the disabled get the type of care that they are entitled to as Americans. Thank you all.
To campaign against proposed tax hikes in the spending package. Now, Democrats are putting together the spending package that they aim to pass without Republican support through a process called reconciliation. This would allow them to bypass the filibuster in the Senate. While the legislation is still being drafted, Democratic leaders say it will unblock funding for healthcare expansions, as well as universal pre-K. To offset the spending, Democrats say they plan to raise taxes on wealthy Americans and corporations. The spending plan has garnered enough support from Bernie Sanders and progressives, though the price tag and proposed tax hikes have raised concerns among moderates. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce, folks, has also come out against the proposed tax increases, an overall cost of the forthcoming package. Now, the push comes as progressives have instead called on leadership to hold off on passing the infrastructure bill until the chamber passes the reconciliation bill. This expresses concerns about the larger bill's chances of passage if the bipartisan measure is already approved. In regards to the national eviction ban, folks, here's what I want you to know. It's no longer in effect after the Supreme Court struck it down last week, leaving more than 11 million Americans still behind the rent at risk of being forced out of their homes. At least 4 states in Washington, D.C. will continue to ban evictions. Illinois will do so until September 19th, and California's ban will last through September 30th. New Jersey and D.C. will still curb the proceedings until January 2022. New Mexico does have an eviction moratorium in effect. and an expiration date has not been announced. Struggling renters in these states should look up their local law for more information. Now, if you guys haven't already received a rental assistance, here's what you have to know. Congress has allocated more than $45 billion in aid to address the crisis hitting renters and landlords. And only a silver of the money has been spent so far. If you're approved for the relief, you can get up to 18 months of rent covered. Just applying can help you stay in your home longer, folks.
Difficulty of getting people back to work because we made it, honestly, too easy to stay home. This is in that category, only even worse because it has massive tax increases in it on companies, on individuals, and the most devastating part of it is called a tax on what's called stepped up basis. That is the rise in value of your family farm and your business over the years. Right now is not taxed at death. Not taxed at death. It's called stepped up basis. Right now, and I had a pretty big hand in this in the 2017 tax bill, there's an $11 million per person exemption from the estate tax as well. The inside build-up's not taxed, and you have to be worth more than $11 million per person. Husband and wife get $11 million each. What that does is protect family farms and small businesses from having to be sold in order to get down to the next generation. So the current estate tax law is very favorable to a state like ours. Okay, what they want to do is tax the inside buildup. They want to, at a higher capital gains rate than we have now, and lower the exemption to $3 million. It's a devastating blow to the middle class.